nothing to be afraid of being here in the Queen Mary. She's no different, really, than any other piece of real estate on the planet. But we do notice the spiritual activity here more. She is unusual. She's a gorgeous, golden old soul, and one that I am very, very proud of to have had in my life all these years. One way that we can encourage, the younger generation to come here is by something that fascinates them, and that's the paranormal aspect of the ship. And not only the young, but thousands and thousands, millions of people probably come here because of that. So we thought, well, we'll look at B340 and refurbish it and see what we could, see if people would rent it. The legend of that cabin being haunted goes all the way back to when the ship was sailing. In the 1960s, a lady had slept in there and was in mid-Atlantic, and she wakes up in the middle of the night, and a very tall, dark figure, which she assumed was a man in a suit or perhaps an officer, had pulled all of the bed covers off, and it really scared her. And she quickly reaches over and presses the button, and the night steward runs in, and she says, "Who is in my cabin? Who is in my room?" And the steward says, "Madam, I'm sorry, but I've been at my post all evening. No one has come or gone from your cabin." And so that was the first tale of that cabin. This is the musician studio, and these windows were put in here in Long Beach because this was a shop for many, many years. But when the ship was at sea, it had very heavy carpeting, and it had very heavy draperies going around. This is the children's playroom for first-class passengers. It looks a little different today than it did in the sailing days. Now everyone swears that the doll sitting in the chair, her eyes follow you. Jeffrey Marr, standing next to Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, and Captain J. Treasure Jones. Commodore Marr was the last captain of the Queen Elizabeth. Captain Jones was the last captain of the Queen Mary. Both served in both ships. This is the time the Queen Mary and the Queen Elizabeth met in their peacetime colors for the first time after World War II. The piano, though, there's rumors that someone plays this piano sometime, and people have not seen a human being playing it. And I assure you, it is not a player piano. We opened to tours, to guided tours only, on the 1st of April. And these are sort of sneak peek tours, and right now the promenade deck is pretty much open, with the exception of the main hall, which is getting a brand new linoleum floor that is simply going to be beautiful. The 3 tours that we are offering right now are the Glory Days, and Steam and Steel. Glory Days is a historic tour that will take you in rooms like this one we're standing in, the Grand Salon, the Queen Salon, the Royal Salon, the Observation Bar. You can also see the model gallery on that tour, the musician studio, as well as the children's playroom. We also have, of course, the Haunted Encounters tour. And that tells you a few of our more famous ghost stories in the ship, because there is something about Mary. She's just a little haunted. Now, you're not allowed to come aboard the ship just yet to roam around. You will need to buy a tour ticket, and they're only available online. So try to book it a couple of days before you'd like to come, because they've been selling out. So over the next 6 months, everyone that loves the Queen Mary is going to be extraordinarily pleased to return and see the ship they love blossoming like some glorious phoenix. And I can honestly tell everyone listening here today that I wholeheartedly believe that the Queen Mary's brightest days are today and the future.